First time I felt out of control was probably when I had moved up to live with my girlfriend at the time, and up where she lives, there's a lot of crystal meth around there. And I ended up getting enticed into trying it out a couple times, and because I'm a very ADD person, I used to be prescribed ADD meds like Adderall, which is pretty similar, and I hadn't been on them anymore, so like a lot of my using came from that, and I kind of just lost control with it because it made me feel like a normal human, which is something I was definitely looking for a lot through my using, and it went out of control so quick that I just went from smoking a little bit to like dealing and smoking literally as much as I could, just because like I didn't have anything else to do, and I just wanted to feel normal, and I was running from the feelings I had inside, and it just went crazy. At first it all seemed like fun and games, but as it often happens with addiction, it kind of progressed from fun to like this habit, and it was something we kind of just started needing to do more, and then eventually it became something we almost had to do, and it became the priority over our relationship. And we went from this great couple that just loved each other and wanted to be with each other to this couple of addicts that just needed to get our fix, and then maybe could think about each other afterwards if we had some time. And it's really sad how that happens. My family didn't really know. I lived about 5 hours away from home at this point, but her family definitely started to notice, and they actually had an intervention for both of us at one point, which it came after I ended up wrecking my car, and in wrecking that car, I basically lost my ability to stay living up there. I had no way to make any money, no way to pay my rent, no way to pay any bills anymore. And through that, amongst all the other signs that had been there, her family kind of had an idea it was happening already, and that last one was kind of the final straw. And once they figured it out, they sat us down, and I tried to stay calm about it. My girlfriend lost control a little bit. She was not willing to admit that there was a problem. I was kind of ready to, but then at the same time, because I loved my girlfriend and I didn't want to make her mad, I kind of just sat there and shut up. And I wish I had listened a lot sooner, because that could have stopped me a lot sooner. I still went months down the road with other substances before I decided I really needed help. Well, after I had moved back from living with my girlfriend, I ended up slowly becoming pretty addicted to heroin. And I was just using it to run from all the feelings in my head, the pain, the anger, just the deep sadness, the deep depression. And one day, I went to use again, and it didn't work. I was high, but I was still feeling all the way. I still wanted to die. I still felt all the terrible things that I had been running from. And all of a sudden, I just had this deep set fear, because what had been hiding my problems from me no longer worked. And that was really terrifying, because I didn't know how to cope with any of my emotions at this point. That's why I was using. And at that point I actually ended up picking up the phone, intending to call my dope man and go pick up more. And I don't know what came over me, but I ended up calling my dad, and I just had to say, "Dad, I'm a heroin addict. I need some help." And it was really hard for me to do. I didn't want to disappoint my family. They knew something was up, but I know they had no idea it was that. But from there, I ended up going into a recovery organization, and I'm doing a lot better now. I was very blessed that the organization that I went to got us in really quickly. I was in there about an hour and a half after I made the phone call. And so I arrived scared, worried, some inpatient thing. It sounds like this terrifying thing. I thought it was going to suck. But, I live at the house of about 10-ish other guys, and they're all doing the recovery thing. They're all, trying to stay clean. And I went from being scared to actually kind of falling in love with it. And, we have this amazing support group. We go to meetings, pretty much all day. And then we go back to the house, and we have a couple just smaller house meetings to talk about our day. And, if you ever are feeling like a desire to use, or you're just stressed about something, or you just need to talk about anything, you're always surrounded by people who care and people who love you. And it's honestly the most wonderful feeling in the world. You know, a lot of my using came from feeling like I didn't fit in. And for the first time, without it being through drugs, I feel like I fit in. I feel like, you know, I have people that care about me. And it's so much deeper than the relationships I had with people I used with. You know, that's only using deep. You know, it was terrifying to realize my friends were not really friends, you know? We just did drugs together. I had no one I really could turn to. But now, like, you know, I have at least 30 people that if I said, hey, I really need to talk to you right now, I have a problem, without doubt, they'd stop what they're doing and they'd give me their attention and they'd actually care. And that's just the most comforting, amazing feeling in the world. So I very quickly went from that fear to, you know, just feeling so loved and you know, encouraged that I can do it. And it's quite a beautiful thing.